Hello, good evening. Sorry, I'm running a few minutes late. Yep, good evening. It's Wednesday. I know it's Monthly Make Monday, but we're doing it on a Wednesday. Move things around, don't we? So, start off, a big thank you to everybody who joined me yesterday on Hochanda. I don't actually know what to say. It wasn't what we were expecting, so thank you to everybody who joined us. Thank you for everybody who put our items in your baskets. We were surprised, shall we say, by how busy the show was yesterday. So yeah, thank you. We are busy working on your orders. I'm trying to think where we're up to, but I've just got piles at the moment of stuff over there. We're hoping to get everything that's not on delayed dispatch out by Friday at the latest, and delayed dispatch will go out next week. But yeah, was not expecting it to be as busy as it was yesterday. So thank you for joining us. So good evening. Hi Zena. Hi Alison. Hi Rachel. So tonight is all about Monthly Make Monday. But I am going to use one of the stamps I didn't get to play with yesterday. So I have, to be fair, it's the only stamp that's still in its packaging. And I can find all the bits too, because my stuff from yesterday just went everywhere when we came to packing up. So I'm actually going to use the vine alongside, that's what I meant to pick up, alongside our Monthly Make. I've got all my bits here. That's like I'm almost organised. So our Monthly Make set is this beautiful flower and our texture stamp, along with that lovely saying, which is, I don't know where the packaging is for that one. Be you, the world will adjust. So we're going to use our Monthly Make and one of our frames from yesterday. So I hope that's okay. So, hi Denise, hi Chris, hi Sean. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So hopefully we'll have some fun and see what happens. I did mean to bring a piece of paper over with me as well to do some masking. We'll find something. We'll see what it goes. Hi Laurie. Right, so let's have a play, shall we? I've got my, that would help if I move my cameras first. Let's move over, shall we? And apologies, this camera has decided to just suddenly start moving by itself. So if you suddenly start getting closer and closer to the paper, please yell. Because, well, it was falling off the ceiling before. Right, so I have got a cut down card here. So I think this is about 5 3/4 inch. Yeah, that's what we're going to start with. And I'm going to start off with my frame. I'm going to do it slightly different because I've got to bring some bits to do my masking with. Masking even with. So I'm going to start with a beautiful frame from yesterday. This is the vine one. There we go. And just remember, because they are big stamps, can't even pick anything up. There's my kitchen roll gone. I'm covered in yellow ink. My stamping book's absolutely covered in yellow ink, so let me just wipe that off. Slightly better. There we go. Hi Claire. So I've got that on there. Oh, bear with, I'm going to have to go and grab my kitchen roll. It's all the way over there. 1 second. Yes, I did nearly fall over a pile of stamps there. Anyway, got my kitchen roll. All my stuff's all over. Hi Maxine. Right, so what do I want my kitchen roll for? Right, we'll be alright. Right, anyway. Hi Jackie over on YouTube. Right, I'll settle down now and get going. Not that one, I want one out of my box. There we go, right. See, I'm working out my boxes as well. So all I'm going to do is, oh no, I don't want it in black, do I? I don't. No, right, I will. I'll get the picture in my head of what I want soon. So what I'm actually going to do is start stamping this in Bundle Sage. So if you were watching last last month when we did the smaller versions of this for our monthly mates. You remember doing this all the time. So stamping it in one colour and then stamping over it in another. And it just gives like an extra layer of texture. So let's just tidy this up because I am being a messy monkey tonight. And I'm going to pop this one on this way. Centre-ish. Because it's not exactly a neat circle as it is. Kind of wibbly wobbly. So it's centre-ish. There we go. Let's get that off there. So we've got our lovely bundle of sage that was. Take all that off there. Ooh. I told you my camera had moved. There we go. I'll move it so you can see it. So just make sure you've got a lovely dry plate. So taking all that off. Just make sure it's nice and dry because we're going to put our VersaFine over the top of that. I'm going to clean up that plate while I'm at it because it's driving me crackers. I'm going to turn that round a bit. Hi Noala. I did exactly the same, lost track of time. To be fair, we were actually having an argument about whether school trousers would have been washed or not. That's a whole different story. Hi Mum. So, I've got my lovely vintage sepia. It's going to drive me crackers this, having my camera moved. Don't know what happened to it. It came in, it was like dangling dangerously. I tried to reconnect it all. There you go, I'm just inking this up. It's going to take a while because I'm only using a little VersaFine. It will still work. So I've gone for vintage sepia, so we're going to get lovely brown twigs. So just take your time inking up because it is a big stamp. It's got a lot of detail in there. Really make sure. Right, so I have twisted it. I haven't, there we go. I've kind of twisted it now. And I'm just going to pop this slap bang over the top. Just like that. Now I'm going to need a flower colour in a minute. So, what colour do we fancy using for our flowers? Because you know I'm useless at choosing colours sometimes. There we go. Get an extra press. Oh, I've got to admit, don't know if you noticed yesterday I was having a right trouble stamping. It was all my own fault because literally just before we went on air, like they were doing the countdown and I put some hand cream on, and every time I went to touch anything, I just slipped. So it made stamping really interesting. Right, that's not come out quite as neatly as I wanted it to, because you can see I've got some black ink over here and some brown there, and that's because I didn't clean my stamp up properly. But it's not going to be a problem because we'll work with it. So, any ideas what colour flowers we're going to use in a minute? But now I want to do a bit of splattering as well, because it'll hide my little mistakes now. Yep, so just rooting. Oh, you're being very kind, Noelle. I was slip sliding everywhere. I couldn't turn my heat gun on at one point. But yeah, I'm giving that up as a bad job today. At least I remembered to check it was plugged in. So, just doing a few little splits and splashes. Ooh, that went a bit extra. Fine. Purple Shan, absolutely brilliant. It will be purple. And I want a little bit of brown. Have I got any on my desk before I go rooting? You know what I'm like. Nope, I'm going to have to go rooting. Salty Ocean, Weathered Wood, nope. Oh, tea dye, that one will do, won't it? Got some lovely tea dye. Let's get this bit dry first. actually quite liking this, so it's going from black to brown. Shows what happens when you don't do your wash your stamps properly. And I'm just going to try and flatten my card out, because you notice it's gone all bendy on me. There we go. Lovely flat piece of card again. Then I'm going to pop a little bit of tea dye on there. I always think tea dye looks quite peachy. I suppose it's what you put it with. It will look peachy because we're putting it with a purple. Just a few little splatters in there. Nothing too complex. There we go. And then let's get this bit dry as well. Is there a particular reason I like oxides to inks? No, because I do like my inks as well. I think, to be honest, my oxides are, I don't know whether I can say them neater. They're easier to see because they've got a grey, show you, because they're grey, silver even, the writing stands out on them a bit easier, so I can grab them. Whereas on my inks, okay, these ones are okay because they've got big labels on them, but it's really hard to see the colours at a glance. So for quickness, I grab my grey ones, and my inks are more behind me, if that makes sense. So I have to kind of turn more. So no, it's literally because I'm being lazy and I don't want to turn around as far to grab my inks. But you do get beautiful effects with your oxides, but you can get beautiful effects with your inks as well. I don't actually think I've got a favourite out of the two. I'm just lazy and always go for my oxides. Sorry, that didn't really answer your question, did it, Alison? But I'm just being lazy. We should do something with ink, shouldn't we? Well, you have to remind me and we'll do something with a bit more inks next time. Right, so we have got that in front of us. And we've got these two lovely little sayings. And I'm going to choose my favourite out of the two, which is, when you stop and look around, life is pretty amazing. Because it can feel a bit yucky at times, can't it? And sometimes you just have to look around and find something that's good. Whether it's a daisy or a buttercup or whatever, there's got to be something good to look at. Right, so that's going to go there like that. And then, I don't know whether I want to stamp that yet. We're going to start off with our lovely flowers. So let's see which ones we want to go with. See if that can be a bit big. No, I think that'll be alright. I want it down in that bottom corner. Should we go with the smaller one? I'm thinking now. It's dangerous when I start thinking. We said we're going to do them in purple, didn't we? Oh. Yeah. Do you quite... no, I think we're going to go with that one. And just be careful and conscious that I don't go over that sentiment. Yeah, we're going to go with the smaller one out of the two. So let's put that one back. And we'll go with that one. Right. I'm going to move that to one side because we've pretty much done our background, haven't we? So let's move that to one side and find a piece of paper. Card even. Let's see if I can find a scrappy bit first. No. Much of a muchness, we'll use that one. So let's grab that one and a stamping block. And then we wanted purple, didn't we? So, oops. I've got a stamp that's got a stamping block that's got like 3 different stamps on it. Right, so we've got our stamp. Decision time now. We know we're gonna do purple, don't we? So I'm gonna stamp it first, I think. Or do the background first. Oh, decisions. I'm not good with decisions tonight. what I want to do is put our lovely texture in the background on our flower, because I think that'll look really nice. So I think I'm going to be better doing my background first, and then I can pick the interesting bits out around her. I think that will be easier to do. So that will tell me I need to do my background first. And I want to go for my inks. So actually, if you can bear with me 2 seconds, we will grab some inks, because you'll get a much deeper tone with them. So let's go for a bit of the Dusty Concord. And these Seedless Preserves will be enough. We'll do it a bit lighter. And that should be enough. So, them to one side for the moment. Let me see if I can move the table a bit more. I feel like I need go-go gadget arms to get to what I'm working on. I am moaning tonight, aren't I? I do apologise. Don't mean to. So, I'm just going to do a little bit of distressing. So I've got my Seedless Preserve first, because like with your oxides, you go paler to darker. I think this is going to be really juicy. It is indeed. I'll have a little bit on here. Now, whereas with oxide, you can get it moving again. So where I've done a big splodge like that, you can get it moving again. Not so much with the inks. That's fine. Just remembered I'm going to be putting the darker colour on, so I'm a bit more of this one on there. And the best thing about inks is you don't have to worry about contaminating them as long as you go paler to darker. So I can just whack the same bit of tissue without really worrying about it too much. Oops. Not really worrying about this looking a bit ratty at the moment, because it will improve, I promise. Just like that. Clean off my desk, otherwise everything's going purple tonight. There we go. And then do I want to spritz it? Yes, no. Yeah, come on. I'm just going to give it a little spritz. Nothing too much. So what was that? 3 little spritzers. And then it's gone a little bit darker than I want it, so we're just going to knock it back ever so slightly. There we go. Maybe even another one in there. Look at that on that side. Beautiful. That's it. Look at that speckle. Oh, big patch of white there, wet there. Right. Got my kitchen roll up there. I'm just going to give this a quick dry with my heat gun. I only need enough to do a couple of flowers, so not much at all really. Should be okay. Now we want our lovely texture over the top of that as well. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to stick with purple, because we want purple flowers, don't we? So we're going to stick with our purple. And I want it to be nice and crisp. See, my oxides are everywhere. They're in every tub. So let me just find it. Rude, it's not in here. vintage. There's one. Should have looked on my desk first, shouldn't I? They always turn up in the end, don't they? Oops. Right, so let's get this one inked up, shall we? And again, this is a really big stamp, so make sure you take your time when you are inking him up. Make sure you get all your little nooks and crannies. The saving part of this is it's a distress stamp, isn't it? So you don't quite ink it up enough, who's going to notice? Because that makes maybe it should have been distressed. There we go. I'm going to pop it. Do it that way, and then we're making the most of all that beautiful purple in the background, aren't we? Keep walking over. There we go. And then we're going to do it again for the other side. You can tell I'm getting impatient. I'm not quite inking it up quite as much. Come on. There we go. Right. Hopefully that'll be enough. I'm going to turn it around so I don't get the same numbers next to each other. There we go. Got a lovely little bit of distressed background there. I can move that one out of the way. We'll put it that side. I know where it is. And I'm going to take our flower. And I want this to really jump now, don't I? Because this is our top layer. Got all that lovely texture going on in the background. And now we want our little flower. Well, it's not little. It's a smaller one out of the two. Yeah. We're going to have some interest down here. Again, this is probably the only bit of stamping that I actually need to get right. Because that background doesn't matter, does it? This bit, absolutely I need to get it right. Oops. There we go. Oh, thank you, Rachel. It's getting there, isn't it? So we've got some interest. We've got a 5, a 6, a 2 in there. And what I want to do is take this middle petal and actually we're going to cut that one out as well. So I'm just going to stamp that one. So I'm looking for interesting bits again. I'm just cleaning up as I go because I think we're going to end up with quite a bit of this background left that we might be able to do something else with. I like that number 3. Can you see we've got a lovely 3 just there? Yeah. This is why I'm being really picky and choosy. There we go. I'm going to pop it there. And we've got loads of space left, so we might do something else with the rest of it. Oops. Oh, I was going to say I didn't stamp that. I haven't stamped it right. I've missed a bit of ink there where I needed it. Never mind. I had a mass panic. The whole thing didn't come out. Whoops. Right, so we've got that bit done. Even though it's got its flaws, we'll sort it out. Ink pen, my gel pen. Make sure it hasn't got a crusty end. So at the moment, it's all kind of melting into one. So what I want to do is just now remember Distress inks, no matter how much you whack them with the heat gun, they don't set. Oxides set a little bit, yeah, so they're a little bit more I don't want to say user friendly. You know, when you wet an oxide and you set it with your heat gun, it does set to a point. Whereas with Distress inks like Brusho, no matter what happens, if you put water back with them or moisture, it is going to move again. Yep, so just be aware of that. So treat it as almost it's like your Brusho. So I'm popping a little bit of colour down, making sure I'm not moving too much. There we go. I'm just going to come in here. Remember, we're going to decoupage up the bit behind. So I'm not worrying too much about that. In fact, we'll just draw over their lines. How do we set them then? You don't, like with Brusho, you just not want to get it wet. You can buy like a fixative, like a spray gloss over the top. But if you're making a card for someone, chances are they're not going to go and pop it out in the rain, are they? So if you wanted to, I'd go over with like you know, one of those sprays, like a glaze spray, glossy spray. You can actually get something that you mix into your Brusho to make it set. But if you were doing something for outside, you want a permanent ink anyway, wouldn't you? Or an all-weather ink, like a craft one. What's it called? Versa Craft. Right, now we've got to fix my little whoopsie. But we will. There's never anything too bad that we can't fix, I hope. So you can see on this one again, I'm just going to go around the edge of my petal. And I'm doing this because I like making backgrounds. If you don't like making backgrounds, you just pop it on some pattern paper, won't you? Oops. Nope, I didn't. Oh, that's lucky, wasn't it? Just like that. Now we're going to make our own petal. Yep. So can you see down here? Because silly me, I didn't put my ink on that bit. So I've got that, but I'm going to keep my white gel pen close because I think we're going to want to add a little bit more in a second. But it's bugging me, that little bit of black line we're missing. I'm going to fix that and then I'll be a bit more happier. Yep. So I'm just going to take my gel pen. And this is why, you know, a lot of the time I tend to use black as my final layer. If I'm doing important stamping, it will be my black gel pen, my black ink that I use. It's because I can fix it. Yeah. So if it's my final layer, I generally use black because I know I can grab my gel pen. It's almost like a little security blanket, isn't it? My little gel pen. Right, I'm going to stop looking at that because otherwise I'll be here all day, won't I? Having a play with them. Can you see? It looks cool, doesn't it? Right. So, oh, scissors. Not got a clue where they are. Is he in the box? Yes, they are. I'm going to put that to one side because we may get another card out of that. Pop that there. I need to be a little bit careful because I don't know whether my inks are dried yet. And I am not going to leave a border around this one because otherwise it's going to be purple and it'll look a little bit daft, won't it? So I'm going to cut right up next to my line. Yep. When my ink's going back on the website, when my delivery comes, we've ordered some to get the stock levels up, but I haven't had it yet, which is unusual. I did mean to chase it earlier this week, but not got around to it yet. So yes, they will be going on back on the website pretty soon, I hope. Because I knew we were down to next to nothing on a few certain colours. There we go, it's got that beautiful flower. Let me just, oh yes, liking that. And then on this one, I want to do a few little light flicks up my petals. There we go. So I think it's just a few little flicks. It looks nice if I pop that over the top there. I think it looks quite nice, but you can't really see, you're miles away. We zoom you in. Very technical, isn't it? Oh, come on. Come on. Let's darkle it that way. Okay, maybe not. There we go. Now it's decided to show you. See, you've got all that lovely texture on there, but I think we just want a few little like dashes over there with our white gel pen, just to really make it pop. Yep. Let's take that back down there. There we go. It sorted itself out. So I'm just going to do like we did. I think it was last Wednesday, wasn't it? Pop a few little. When I'm using my big fat pen, I didn't mean to do that. Just a few little grapes for that. Notice I'm going a bit scratchy with it as well. It really does remind me of a crocus, this one, doesn't it? Right, so we've got our flower. Do we need a leaf maybe? So we'll bring this one back in. Just like that. I'm doing a lot of flitting, aren't I? I don't mean to. Sometimes you have to build it in little bits, don't you? So we've got our gorgeous little flower at the bottom there with our lovely texture in there. I think we're going to do a quick green leaf. Yeah. So I want a little bit of green, don't I? Oh, there's my bits. I knew I had some bits somewhere. And I'm going to go back to my inks again. So this time we're going to go quite light with our greens. So, and my inks aren't quite as organised, to be fair. Alright, let me just have a quick root. Nope, not in that pile. The quick pistachio won't be right, will it? I'm thinking I actually want it really pale. So at the moment I found, I'm sure crushed olive was in this one. It was. I'm not sure if that's going to be a bit too much. I wanted bundled sage. But we don't always get what we want, do we? And I don't think I'm going to get bundled sage. It's not here. No. We're going to go with crushed olive and hope it looks right. Got an itchy eyeball there. Right. So I've got crushed olive in front of me. Got that many bits of tissue on my table. Maybe that one will do. Exactly, we do get what we need. So, even if we don't think it's what we need at the time. So I'm just going to do very gentle with this one. I don't want to go over the top. She says, and then she just goes for it, doesn't she? Yeah, pale, very pale. Which then will let that purple really like zing off the page. It's almost like oh, if I could have found Twisted Sister maybe. There we go. Got some splatter marks on there as well. Only a few. Now I want a palish green. Oh. I'm not going to use, I was going to use Spanish moss, but I think it's going to be too dark. So what I'm actually going to do is stamp with my Distress ink this time. So where did I put, there he is. Like that before I lose you again. A little crimper, he always goes missing when I need him, and then he pops up when I don't need him. So I'm just going to give this a quick wipe because we've got a lot of dark colour on here. Not that that brought much off. Yep, it's not there. Cool. Right, so to check it was cleanish. That's a novelty for me, Miss Dance, isn't it? Get that inked up. We'll do one. I think the paper's bigger than my stamp. It is. Never mind. We'll stamp it again. There we go. And my paper was still wet, which is why we're getting a little bit of a bubble going on as well. So has everyone been busy crafting with this stamp set? Because I know it's been a very popular one. I've had loads of lovely comments about this one. It took a while for it to arrive. I've seen some gorgeous samples, gorgeous makes in the group. Turn my table green, it looks like it's mouldy for me. Oh yeah, right. Sorry, I love getting inky and messy. Look, I've seen my thumb. I've got a green thumb finally. But it's green fingers, isn't it? Anyway, sorry, I'm messing now. Right, let's get this dry so that when I stamp my black. No, that's lovely, Alison. It's lovely that you've got into the stamp set. To be fair, I started playing with it. I was like, ooh, this is too good. This is good. It's this one, the texture one, I really love playing with that. And I've got to admit, Mr. Rude doesn't comment very often on my designs. He's learnt not to over the years. He does occasionally, and this is one of those stamps. That one, the texture one, that he just turned around and went, that's quite good, that one. And you know when it's like, oh wow, you know, he actually likes this one. Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker actually. He likes my stamp. Oh, sorry Noelle, you've been a bit poorly. Hope you're on the mend though. There's an awful lot about at the moment, isn't there? Right, I am going to see this bit's interesting here. We've got a 5, we've got an 8. I've actually got quite a pale colour in it, so that'll work. Yay, you're getting there, that's the main thing. Oops, there we go. Right, you can see, because I've not, you can see this one's really reacting to my white paint. There you go. I'll start that one again, shall I? Really reacting to my white pen. I mustn't have dried it off enough. I'm actually going to do it in here as well. I bet this would look quite nice done with like a gold or a silver. You can always tell when I'm colouring because I go quiet. I can't do two things at once. Well, I can't colour and talk at the same time. Oh, right. I think I'm quite happy with that ish. No, I've left the dirty tissue on my card. It might have got there. Yeah, there's been some gorgeous cards posted. I just think it's such a lovely set and it's inspired so many people. I've got to admit, it does bring a lovely, a really big smile to my face. You know, when I see people posting their makes and things, I think, well, why didn't I think of doing it like that? So there are some absolutely gorgeous makes. And don't forget, if you do post in our group, I'm going to do a plug for the group because, you know, it is a cool little group. If you do come and post in our group, you get put into a draw to win a free stamp. So there you go. It's always worth doing it. I'm cutting this one out. Just dinked the end of me leaf. I'm getting my leaves and petals mixed up today, aren't I? To be fair, it was an early morning yesterday. That's my excuse. I'm going to use it all week. I had to get up early on Tuesday. I really did. The mystery kept reminding me it wasn't as early as what we do for some shows. It's like, ooh. Oh, and that reminds me, talking of shows, if you are planning on coming along to Birmingham, the date has moved for it. It's no longer the 12th of February. I think it's the 5th of March or 6th of March, whichever one of them is a Saturday. It is. Oh, you know what? We could make a fairy. Hang on a second. Where's my fairy box? Well, not my fairy box, my thingy box. Hang on. Sorry, tangent. Off at a tangent time. Absolutely off at a tangent, but I don't know if we'll be able to see. I wonder if. I'm wondering if, I don't know if that's quite showing, we could use it and turn her into a bit of a fairy, a ballerina fairy. Cool, I'm going to try that. You know that's coming next on a sample near you soon. Anyway. Sorry. Yes, definitely. It is 5th of March. There we go. Thank you, Rachel. I knew it was a change. I just couldn't remember which date it had changed to. And then I know the April ones moved to, no, the May ones moved to April as well. We'll get there. We'll catch up. Right. So this is going to go down there like so. I'm just conscious that I wonder if turn it round. Ooh, excuse me. Grumbly tumbly alert again. There you go, bang on cue, it turns up. See, something like that. Yeah, I think we're going to go like that in that bottom corner. I know I've turned it round. Because if you actually notice on that circle, on that vine, I did actually put, see here, you've got a flat edge. Yep, so if you were doing some like landscapes or scenes, that's the word I'm looking for, scenes, you've got that flat edge to go at the bottom, and then you've got this beautiful frame over at the top. So it just helps you compose your scenes a little bit more. I am definitely seeing bunnies sat in there. Claire's just realised she's at Birmingham on her birthday. Whoops. I'm sure if we tell Simon, he'd be pleased to move it again. It is. That was the big vine that we've used on this one. So actually that's going to be too pale, isn't it? Let me just check. No, we want a darker one than that one. Let me move my dancer. I'm playing with that when I've got 5 minutes. I'm gonna put. There you go. Oh. Well, hello, Mrs. Thomas. Oh, you can ask her, little lady, she'll make you a cake. To be fair, it's not cake you want, it's the boys' scones. Oh my. He has said that we might do. I'm not sure if I like that now. Oh, I've started, so I'll finish. I'm full of little catchphrases tonight. I really don't mean to. Yeah, the boys' scones. Oh. He then shouts at me for eating them all. Well, if they weren't so good, I wouldn't eat them all. And he always does one that's a bit of a, you know. Well, he gets fed up with rolling the pastry out, and is it pastry for scones? You know what I mean? It is pastry, isn't it? Whatever it is, the dough out for the scones. So we always end up with like the blob. And surprisingly, it's always huge, and he always gets to eat that one. Oh no, the wife, his little wifey's not too good, poor little thing. He was devastated today. I don't know where it came from either, it was just out of the blue. It was very, very, very traumatic. As you can only imagine, one of their stories is. So yeah, I'm taking my time a bit more with this one tonight. So you can see I'm only picking up what should be my brown leaves. Yeah, I'm not bothering about my green ones, because actually when you look back, it just adds a layer of texture, yeah, and a bit more depth to it. Yep. So all I'm doing is I'm just going around on here. And these do look nice if you've got either one of the little glaze pens to go back over them, because some of them are a little bit small to do with glossy accents. I learned that the hard way. Although Mrs. Thomas, the wife, might survive, but the boy needs to do his own coat up for a week. How is he going to cope with that? The bear relies on his little wife. Well, she's not little, is she? But you know. Just like that. I'm going to keep going around. See, instantly, when you put that colour into those leaves, you do need to change this up as well and get some done with mystical colours, you know, magical colours. Would help if I'd actually stamped it properly so I could see what I was doing, but yeah. Yeah, we stamped this bit twice. We've done it in a lovely green in the background, and then over the top we've just done it in, so the base is in oxide, and then the one on top of it is actually in just a brown normal VersaFine. And then we did a bit of splattering because, you know, I am into my splatters, and they do hide a lot of inky pinky marks. Funny that, isn't it? Is it a splatter? Is it an inky pinky mark? You'll never know, especially if you had a few more. There we go. Right, so we've got all our green done. We're going to spend a bit more time on our wreath now because we've got our gorgeous flower that we're going to put on it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, hopefully no more storms are coming for the next show, which would be nice. But by then it'll be spring, beautiful little spring flowers. Maybe the peacock will be back. You never know. Peacock coming to say hello. So I'm just going to add a little bit of white to my leaves. It does, and it's so easy to do. You literally just stamp it twice. I like my splattering, so I pop splattering in the background, but you don't have to. You know, you can have an unsplattered card. I'm sure it's allowed. And then we're plonking a sentiment in the middle. And then we're using our beautiful flowers from our monthly make set. Because it is meant to be monthly make Monday, but I've got a bit carried away. And I thought we'd play with the vine as well. But I can just see a little Easter bunny in that. Sorry, I'm not keeping up tonight. Yeah, bearing his paper towel attack. The vicious things, paper towels. Nearly as vicious as mummy coming at you to wipe your face, I mean. Terrible. Not as scary as peacocks, though, no. Claire's got this thing about peacocks. They're not going to come and eat you. Though he is a big, big one at Motorcycle Museum. Yes. You wonder where he goes. It's not like he can hide. He just jumps out randomly at you. Right, so we've got our lovely little frame. We're going to stamp our sentiment next. So of course it's on the top. It's the only bit of really specific stamping, you know. Well, actually not with that black ink pad. I'm not getting anywhere with that one. Let's get my juicy one. I know I've run out an ink pad already. I've not had these ones long. I should run another ink pad out. Terrible, aren't I? So we're going to pop this in here. I'm actually, normally I'd say I tried to pop it in the centre, but I'm not because I want to put my flower on here as well. So I'm actually oiking it up and over a bit so that we can get our beautiful little flower in. But he does fit in the centre of the wreath. There we go. So when you stop and look around, life is pretty amazing. Even if you've got a peacock coming at you or a paper towel falling from the ceiling. Right, there we go. See, just moving it over slightly. See, there's a reason I didn't stamp it earlier, isn't there? So we've got that lovely little one there. We've got his little friend popping on top. And then we've got these coming in now. We're having two going up. No. Can't decide. See, this is the bit that takes more time for me. The actual putting the card together. Because I'll lay it all out like this now. And then I'll still change my mind a load of times before we actually finish it off. Right, and let's see if I've got a little base card. I probably haven't. I might even have one. There we go. We should find out if that peacock's got a name down at Birmingham. Ooh, dirty card, rude. There we go. So that will sit on there, just like that. So we've used our texture stamp and our flower from our monthly make set. And then we've used our wreath from yesterday. So that was the large vine wreath. But have we got time? Should we do one more? Because we have got that gorgeous purple left, haven't we? So if I move that to one side, I'm going to pop it on top of my laptop so I don't lose it. Yeah. So I'm going to do a really, really simple one. Because that is what is nice about these this multi-make set. Right. I don't know if it's coming across. I have turned myself green tonight. Done well there, haven't I? Right, so don't know if I'm going to get two out of this, but I'm definitely going to get one. So I've gone for the big juicy petal flower head this time. Ink him up. So we're using up our bits, our scraps. Make sure he's really well inked up. So this was Distress ink, not oxide. And see, that bit's all right, but I didn't stamp before very well, did I? So I'm going here where there's a bit more interest. Because if you've gone to the effort of making that background, you know what? You ought to choose the best bits, don't you? It's like what do you call it, like pattern paper and things like that, and polyplates where you always choose the best little bits. Right, so I've got that there. I think I've got a 5x7 cut out next to me. Or I should. Right, look at the size of that. I knew I had a 5x7. Very dirty one, so let's see if the other side's any better. Right, so let's pop that there. Right, so 5x7, let me think how we would want to. Right, just very simply. Obviously I need to cut him out. Exactly, finding that exactly that perfect part of your what's it call it? Paper. It's what it's all about. There we go. Right, so I'm going to pop that up there somehow. Yep. It's going to go like that. I think we're going to do a bit of a very basic background here. And I didn't really think this through, did I? No, I didn't. Nothing new there though. Let me go reaching back in my box and see what I can find. You know I'm looking for my gamboge, and it is right there looking at me. We can do a very pale gamboge in background. Just like that, kitchen roll time. I'm just going to give that an extra spritz. I've got some lumpy bits there, and that will never do. We don't like lumpy bits of brush, do we? So I've knocked that virtually all the way back now. There we go. find my stamp then. It was on them. Oh no. What have I done? Didn't even know where it was. Right, so where's my gamboge gone? There. I'm just going to pop a bit on there. Oops. Lumpy bits again. Not a good thing. We don't like our lumpy bits when it comes to brush out. And we're just going to pop. I think I'm just going to splat one right in the middle. Because it's got distressed edges as it is, hasn't it? Oh, I don't know. No. Ooh. No, not now. I missed my page. There we go. Kind of see those numbers in the background. You can see your 3s and your 4s. It's gone from being a bit distressed to really distressed. Get that a bit dried off. Look at that brush out, isn't it fantastic? Try it out on the back as well. And I do get asked why I never do things straight onto the front of a piece of card. This is exactly why. Because I end up with a dirty back. Nearly as bad as a soggy bottom when you're baking. Don't like that either. Right, so I do want a little bit more on here. So what I'm going to do, there it is. Oops. I'm going to take my stamp off because I don't want to just splat that there. What I want to do is have little bits of it. So what I'm going to do is take it off its stamping block. And I'm going to do the 5 and the 8. I'll do it. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to ink up the whole thing. And then I'm just going to take little patches of it. So let's have a colour down here. Oops. You do need to remember to press it though when you're popping it on. There we go. Let's just fix my mistake that's here. A bit more up there. And then I'm just going to take a little bit down this edge as well. And can you see, because my stamp's got black on it, it's coming out with my toffee as well, just because I've got dirty stamp. Yep. I think that's okay, isn't it? Don't think we need to do any more on that. Put my stamp down there. One day I will sit and clean the stamps. To be fair, I should just take them to Birmingham when we go, and Claire will sit and clean them. She does like nice clean stamps. So I'm just going around my little flower. Not the little one, the big flower head, the big one. Down the side. Worst cutting out ever, so don't look too closely. Just like that. It does add to the texture because you're getting like 2 for 1, aren't you? Getting different colours. You could do that with your Versamarks or your Mementos and pop. Oh, I was going to do silver on this one, never mind. We're in white. And parting up with different ones. You're right, Mrs. Thomas, we do need our gel pens for like, what's that? Is it Desert Island Discs? I'll take my gel pen. Don't need anything, I just need gel pens. Maybe a bit of paper to put my gel pen on. But if I was on a desert island, I think I'd be enjoying the peaceful look of it. Right, I know I did this on the last one. Just keep going. Keep adding in. And then we need to decide how we're going to do. No, at this time I'm just going to colour out over that whole thing. I know I'm being rebel only because I went wrong. The problem is though, if you go up to your room, you generally get somebody coming to see you. What are you doing in this house? What are you doing? And heaven forbid if we come home from school and I am sat on the blue chair in here. That's like even worse. Right, so you get the idea. I've chosen a couple of my petals to make them into that. So you can see it's starting to come together. I will go over with my gel pen again. Oh, I love that Noah. Sent his granddad to the noticed. Oh, that's a classic. Right, I'm just going to pop. You know when you want to draw a straight line but you just can't? There we go. And then we're going to do dots and dashes. Do you remember when we used to do our ribbons? Our ribbon frames around our cards. That's exactly what I'm doing now. Like that. Oops. Another fat one there, like that. Another dot. You'd obviously take a bit more. There we go. Just like that. So in our house, if Bear sent anybody anywhere, it'd be to the playroom. And it'd be because he'd make you rebuild one of his trains. Because he had the big derailment the other night. Ooh, that wasn't good. 2 train crash. Yeah. There's a lot of trains to fix. It's a shame that Mummy's rubbish at Lego though, you know. Right, I've lost where I'm up to there. Let's keep going. If you wanted to, you could go back over and fill in with your white gel pen, so you get your lovely, you know, that lovely contrast. Something else like that. Just keep going. And what I really need to do is fatten up the outside lines as well, because at the moment it's a bit thin. It's like 2 toothpicks trying to hold up a giant stalk here, and that's not going to work, is it? Right, so I'm just going to go back down the line and just fatten it up, because it'll look a whole lot better when it's fattened up. Just like that. See? So much better, doesn't it? Well, if you stay near the line, it does. Getting close. We don't have the elf in our house. Definitely don't have the elf in our house. We find it gives certain people certain ideas, and that's just not a good thing. Right. Look at that. He now needs a leaf, doesn't he? He does need a leaf. Because he's a bit naked at the moment. Oh, I love that. If those elves keep being bad, tell Santa to come and take them away. Oh, he's so beautiful. Oh, I like that rule, no eating yoghurt whilst driving. She's taken after her husband there, because his was no popping your fingers up where they shouldn't be whilst driving, because that's not recommended either. So I'm going to pop that there. Just like that. Not quite turned out how I thought it would, but you know, still going for it. Not giving up with it just yet. Right, and ink. I'm going to stick to the colours we used for the other one. So I've just grabbed me crushed olive. Like that. It kind of ties in nicely with that background as well, doesn't it? And then let me grab my I think it'd be fascinating to go back and find out what you wanted to be when you were little. I can't remember what I wanted to be. It's one of those, isn't it? What would you tell your younger self? I think I tell myself to lay off the pies at one point. Or lay off the chocolate. More chocolate than me. I'll pop a little bit of shade in here. I'm kind of telling myself now. Where I'm going to stick this. Got a bit of shading going on. It will look quite cool with little tufty bits coming out, won't it? A bit like that. We just need a sentiment now. I've overdone it. There we go. Right, so where's my little sentiment gone? There you go. Be you, the world will adjust. Now, I've done it again. I've not left myself enough room for my sentiment. Silly Billy. So, what we will do... Oh, I might have room to do it like that. So if I did, be you, the world will adjust at the bottom. Yep. I'm shaking that so the other leaf fell off then. Right, put that there. So, what I'm going to do is I just need to ink up the BU. And can you see I've just got a little bit of ink where I don't want it, so we're just going to take that away. You could mask it off and do it that way if you wanted to. Wanted to be a Lego man. Absolutely. If you could be anything, be a Lego man. I I'd love the ability to be able to turn my head all the way around. Bending always seemed a bit of a problem though for a Lego man. So be you. And then the world can adjust. Let's go on to say, oh no. There we go. It's going to just squeeze in there. So I'm just going to wipe that bit off. So again, I'm just taking off the ink I don't want. Oh, and I've just taken a bit too much off, but that's what gel pens are for. And I'm going to pop this one down here. Should have really thought about my sentiment before I started positioning. Everything. Oh, we can fix it. We can fix it. I didn't think this one through at all, did I? Right, so my "the" is disappearing. See, we've lost our "the." It's stuck in a flower stem. We don't want that, do we? So we're just taking our gel pen. See, gel pen. Gel pen can fix anything, can't it? Just like that. See, our "the" is back on top. He's back. Let's just fix the world as well, because the world's gone a bit haywire. There we go. The world is happy again. Be you. The world will adjust. Right, there we go. Not quite what I had in mind when I set off on that little journey. Got 28 down there. It's weird, isn't it, looking at these number backgrounds? He had some gel pen on him. He's had white. And he's had a bit of charcoal on him as well. He's definitely not been missed out. Oh no, he has actually. You're right, sorry. I'm just going to do a bit of a sheen on him there. Oh, the pen's not happy. You're not happy, sausage, are you? Ooh. Yeah, my gel pen's not happy, bunny. Got him stuck. Go. Put a bit of a sheen on him. There we go. So he just stands out a bit. There we go. Right. So we've got two. Let's see if I can get my desk big enough. It is a bit. And my camera stayed up. I didn't think that was going to happen, but my camera stayed up. Definitely getting Bear to come and fix that for me. Right, so there's one. That's our scrap. And then we've got our little wreath one with a petal that's going haywire. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it, when it's all layered up properly. Might even get it stuck down at some point. So we've used our large vine wreath in the background on that one, and the rest of it, well, apart from saying, is all the monthly make for this month. So, sorry, I've kept you for ages tonight. Sorry. Let me see if I can move this again. Where's my mouse gone? So, hope you've enjoyed those. Oops. There's my mouse. I found it. Found it. Don't know what I've just clicked, but I found my mouse. We got there. No, me and technology. Like I say though, my camera, when I came in, was all droopy. Never mind. So, that's it from me. We should be back to normal next week, because I don't think we've got anything. No, I shouldn't say that too loud. Touch wood. We are back to normal next week, so it should be Monthly Make Monday, as usual, at 7 o'clock, because I do tend to lose the plot a bit, don't I, when we go a bit later. Do random things. Anyway, so that is it for me tonight. think that's everything. Again, a big thank you to everyone who joined us yesterday on the craft store with the lovely Alex. As I said before, we weren't expecting that response to the show at all. You can tell it was a little bit of a shocker, in a good way, and we are doing our very best to get those orders out to you as quickly as possible, but Mr. Roo does have quite a few to make. Yay. So yeah, that's it. We have, if you follow us on My Faith Stamps, we do have some new sorry, I just read your comment then, Noala, thank you. We do have 2 new faith stamps launching next week, and the sneaky peek of one of them tomorrow over on our My Faith Stamps Facebook page. Oh, thank you all. Yeah, nothing should interrupt next week at all, I don't think. Touch wood. You know, broken elbows, things like that. Yeah, just a usual week here. So yeah, back on Monday. New faith stamps launching next week, but there is a sneaky peek over the next few days over on My Faith Stamps. Yeah, I think that's everything. Woo. And I will get your orders out as soon and as quickly as I can. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely did. It's good sometimes just to play with inks, isn't it, and have some fun. So again, thank you thank you for your lovely comments. Oh, thank you all. And thank you for yesterday. Blown away, absolutely. And we will do our best to get your orders out as quickly as we can. So thank you. I'm going to head to bed because I didn't realise it was that late. I've just had a message from Mr. Roo saying, where are you? So it must be getting late. So thank you, Annie. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Watch out on our Facebook page for when we are live next. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.